Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction bingo for One Piece chapter 1170. Crazy every time I say the number at the beginning of a video. Insanity. Either way, I don't think I have a ton to say for the intro. I mean, we're really just continuing where we left off. So, with that aside, I did add one new space to the bingo generator, but I don't remember off the top of my head what it was because I made the bingo generator a couple days ago when the scans came out. So the scans came out like Saturday morning, and I'm not recording this until like Tuesday. I'm sorry it's so late. I wanted to record it on Saturday. I just did not have the time until now. So, you know, let's see what I ended up with on my bingo board. Then we can actually read so you don't have to keep waiting or whatever. So starting off, let's see, we got Marine, God's Knights, Devil Fruit Awakening, new name Devil Fruit, Child, Shirahoshi or Lola, Straw Hat Grand Fleet Representative, Revolutionary, Gorosei, any of the Roger Pirates, that's what I added. Back to the present, Joy Boy or Nika mentioned, Free Space which we can click, Yonko, any Straw Hat member, Bounty Reveal, Silhouetted Character, Kid or Heart Pirates, Flashback, Zone Transformation, where we are in the story. This is a terrible bingo board. I have no chance. Carrot and or Zunisha, new named character, food, apparent death, or Imusama. I mean, yeah, even at the bottom, I'm like, food, apparent death, Imusama, but then you get to those other two, and it's like, okay. Okay. I don't think this is working out so well. Either way, let's see what we're starting with a 2026 jump cover here. Okay, good looking stuff. Yeah, the scans came out for this mega early because it's not a normal break week, it's a jump break week. So, you know, even though I'm late on the scans, you're going to be getting this video for patrons and members a lot earlier than usual. If you want to generate your own bingo card, there's always a link down in the comments and description. And if you want to help, or if you want to help support the channel and get these kinds of videos early, I always do these when I read the scans for patrons and members. You can hit join down below to become a member. Go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or link will be in the description to become a patron. And you'll get these early, and then I make them public for everybody when the official translation comes out. So either way, this is called Chapter 1170, Contradictions. And we start off with the little Straw Hats and Jinbei. Cover request by 420 Ian, Jinbei as a ticket clerk for an eel train serving bentos. Cute. Okay, just taking it in. So, I mean, we do usually count these. We do typically count these, and if we're counting them, that means we have ended up with any Straw Hat member already, a Yonko, because that is Luffy, and food, because of the bento. Alright, and we're going to be going into a flashback, and we have Zoan transformation because of Chopper. You know, and we have Child because the Straw Hats are children here. We are farming. We are farming the start here. Okay. We're farming the cover request. The Hammer's sneak attack. Okay, and we have Ragnar going for Loki. Right. This was such a good way to end. I'm so into the LBF stuff. Like, I know I said there wasn't too much for me to talk about in the intro. I don't have any more thoughts than I haven't already said, but man, I love this stuff. Bastard. Who threw that hammer? Come on out. There's gotta be someone here. Whatever. I have to eat the devil fruit. We see Chitter Chitter. And it's Squeak Squeak. Is it a mouse a mouse wielding the hammer? Whoa, you've got to be kidding me. There's no way it's that heavy. Starts breaking through the floor of the castle. The hell's going on? Is this decrepit old castle just falling apart? And then, your efforts are futile, Loki. Generations of rulers have watched over that devil fruit, yet for centuries it's gone uneaten. Not by choice, but because no one could eat it. Ragnar simply hasn't deemed anyone worthy. Okay, so Ragnar is the guardian of the devil fruit. But with my current strength. And so Ragnar is potentially, it's a living hammer, so potentially a hammer that ate a devil fruit. And if that's the case, then we know that items eating devil fruits is a recent thing by Vegapunk, but Vegapunk got a lot of his technology from researching the Ancient Kingdom, so the Ancient Kingdom might have been able to make weapons with devil fruit powers. And again, it could be a connection to like the God's Knight's weapons, or at least the Figurlin's weapons. We've only seen one so far. I am just extrapolating out. And if so, it would also be neat if he opens the chest and the chest is actually empty and Ragnir is the legendary devil fruit. Like, here's the thing. I just do not want the legendary devil fruit to be the Aspalaspal Nomi. If it is actually a devil fruit and Loki eats it, that's amazing. That is sick. That means he has the hammer and a legendary devil fruit. That just Loki stocks up. But if it's empty and it's like, oh, really, Ragnir was the ancient devil fruit power, that would also be sick. Both of those options, very, very good. I just don't want it to be like, oh, the world government was able to steal the legendary devil fruit from the chest, and then Shanks steals it from them, and then Aspalaspal Nomi, it gets to Luffy. I just don't want it to be the Aspalaspal Nomi. But with my current strength, and then he gets hit by Scopper and Shanks, and it looks like his leg comes off. Okay, they might actually take his leg off. I was going to say, is it just the art being weird, but they might actually take his leg off because he's just going to regenerate it. Those wounds are already causing him a lot of pain. His healing abilities are struggling to keep up. Seeing Shanks this young doing stuff is like kind of wild. Don't let up and he'll eventually be driven into a corner. Folks like him are weak to Conqueror's Haki coding. Kiban. Okay, so we are just saying Conqueror's Haki coding is the answer to the hurting the invincible people, which would have just made sense in general since it's a devil fruit related ability, it seems, from Imu's devil fruit. But what I'm thinking is, since Imu can just tell what's going on with Harald anywhere in the world, doesn't this just reveal Shanks's true allegiances to Imu? Because shouldn't Imu, like, if Imu was able to talk in Harald's head and command him and stuff, shouldn't Imu just be able to tell what's going on here with Harald? Then, you dare oppose me? Grah, you bet. We can't let you run wild just because you've gone crazy. Kiban-san, you're familiar with the weaknesses of the Knights of God? I can't remember how many times they tried to take you back. That red-haired boy, we know you have him. He looks just like our captain's son. Hand him over. Back then, I'd slice him up and we'd send him packing. Wow, God's Knight stocks getting demolished in the flashback. So much. Yeah, that Summers guy did mention something like that. Those were the days. Frankly, it's surprising that a fighting force like that originates from the Holy Land. Most celestial dragons are useless. Those guys consider themselves divine, living sedentary lives, and keeping well clear of our world. Meanwhile, my life's always giving me the chills. You can call that fate. Kiban-san, I want to save Harald, but you're the one who told me how hopeless it is once someone becomes a Knight of God. I'm afraid Loki's our best bet. Don't make me repeat myself. Move it, Hammer. And he's wheezing. It looks like the Hammer's also wheezing. The Hammer's also tired. You're basically the National Treasure's guardian? How can you even move? What's going on? I am so over this. And Ragnir breaks through Loki's hammer. Get out my hammer. And we see, okay, so it has like a chipmunk fruit. That's why it was squeaking before. It's left with a lump on its head, but it's going more into chipmunk form. Be gone. How are we supposed to end this? Well, honestly, I've never fought one who has conquerors too. Okay, so most of the God Knights then don't have conquerors. So you can deal with a God's Knight's regeneration if that God Knight doesn't have conquerors by using conqueror's coding because they can't match it themselves. And that's what happened all the times we've seen Summers getting clapped. Soldiers, Stop Harald. And we have Jarl giving orders. We can't allow him to get his hands on that devil fruit. And we have all the soldiers getting cut down as Harald still stomps forward. Oh, and Ragnar opens the chest. We see the tiny little fruit in his hand and he eats it. And we have a roar. Holy shit, he actually got the devil fruit. What's it going to be? I really hope we get to see it and we don't just get cucked. And we have Ragnar squeaking for joy. I love that he's like Chipmunk Hammer. So is he a hammer with the chipmunk fruit or a chipmunk with the hammer fruit? Did you eat it, Loki? Sorry, my voice has not been holding up this recording. Then show me its legendary power. And he slices with his axe. Okay. What is going on here? He slices, and something gets sent flying, but then we're seeing Harald is the one healing injuries. Why is Harald the one healing injuries? We see he gets hit in the face and falls down and heals again. And is this Loki's transform? Is this like out of order or something? What is going on here? So we have Ragnar squeaking, Loki stomping through the place, it looks like. And then we have Harald. Did you eat it, Loki? Show me its legendary power. So he slashes at Loki, I guess. And is whatever damage he does, like, reversed back on him or something? Because he starts healing after he hits Loki, it seems like. Then it seems like he gets hit with something and falls over and heals again. We see Loki's transformed state, it seems like. And he turns back into his human form. He rears back with Ragnar. I knew it, Loki. You have the blood of a conqueror flowing inside you. I'm sorry, but I cannot tell what the hell's going on here with this page. Hey, if you've come back to your senses, then it won't last. Don't drop your guard. Look around. I'm beyond redemption anyway. You were being controlled, weren't you? Not quite. It's more like that thing is influencing my thoughts. I started to consider myself a god. You have what it takes to lead Elbaf well. Try to get along more with your brother, though. You're the worst. You know that? And see, it adds so much more into Loki's character and how they treat him and view him, that he was their hero, but just didn't tell people and preserved Harald's image. Having your own son take your life? What kind of a father does that? One last thing. I almost forgot. I wanted to thank you about Ida. What are you? Burning down Alcohol Village didn't make her better, but I was touched by how much you loved her. And we see a cut across his marking. So again, if you can temporarily regain your senses by having a cut across the marking, if Shanks got his arm bit off and is apparently good now, then, like, can't you just cut his arm off? Does that not work? Hurry, it's taking me over again. I'll never forgive you for making me do all the dirty work. I love you too. And we have another person dying with a smile. And he slams down with Ragnar. We see him hitting with the same... I love the same stance that he hit the tree with earlier in the arc. Loki, my dear son, the only thing that really matters is securing Elbaf's future. Only memories last. And we see how much Loki did actually care about Harald. And again, from the very beginning, how Harald, like, even after everything that his mother did, how Harald from the very beginning was so happy and excited to see him. And if this is the case, that means that, again, a swing from Loki can take down an immortal. If this does kill Harald like that. Then even though Imu makes a contract, the person with a contract can still just be insta-killed by Loki getting a shot off, it would seem. So lightning strikes, again, is that a part of the hammer's ability or a part of Loki's ability? So I love the story of Harald. I love the story of Loki. I love these characters. But I don't think this was the strongest chapter. And maybe that's just me. We do a lot of cutting around with it's like, okay, I guess Shanks and Gabon just got beaten up enough to where off screen they're okay. And while they were off screen, I guess Loki had all of his stuff with Ragnir and then gets the devil fruit. I love that he actually did get a devil fruit. That's good. We don't get to see what it is though. And I think this 2-page spread is the roughest part for me because I truly literally cannot make heads or tails of what the hell's going on. Okay, so he slashes, but then he gets slapped back by Loki and regenerates. He gets hit again by Loki and regenerates. And then Loki goes into his human form. Okay, so I kind of get it. I get it now. It's him hitting Harald in that one panel, and then Harald's regenerating from getting hit while trying to slash. But I feel like, too, the conversation at the end, while I love the idea of it, I think Oda had a really good idea here. I feel like a lot of the actual paneling and pacing of the conversation isn't the strongest. And especially with Loki and Harald, we didn't really get that much of a relationship between them. Again, I like the small bits we did get with, again, Harald being so loving toward him and happy for him and everything and wanting him to take over and rule and all that. So, again, it's tough. It's tough. And I want to see where this goes here from, like, what's the relationship with Shanks? Like, are they just pretending to hate each other, or what happens there? I'm just not sure. I want to see what happens with that. I want to see what happens with Lola. I'm torn on how I feel about it. I think the ideas for this ending of the story here with Harald and Loki, the ideas for it were good, but I'm not sure how I feel about the actual execution of this chapter overall. That's just where I am, personally. And for the whole time, I didn't think we had anything, so I didn't even bother with the bingo board. We really are going to have very few. We have God's Knights. We don't have a Devil Fruit Awakening that we know of. The Devil Fruit doesn't get named, so we can't say a new name Devil Fruit. We don't actually see, in that last panel, I don't think we actually see Hyrule, do we? I don't think we do. If so, there's no Grand Fleet representative. We do get Zoan transformation, though, with Ragnir. I want to learn more about Ragnir now. Yeah, we don't actually see Hyrule. And I like the statement about him loving Ida that much, even though it's like, my guy burned down and slaughtered a village. And not really Harald's usual thing. Any of the Roger pirates we did get. That was a good one to add here, since I knew we were going to be dealing with, like, Shanks and Scalper for this arc. Back to the present. We did get a silhouetted character, so it is possible to get bingo off of this. My board just wasn't made for it. We did get silhouetted character for the transformed Loki. Apparent, I guess you could say apparent death. I would give you apparent death. I don't remember seeing actual Imusama panels. And the only one I'm considering here is because Ragnir is now, you know, confirmed to be like an animal, confirmed to be a living organism. If you want to say new name character, I'd give you new name character. But, you know, I was not expecting a bingo. And honestly, I did much better than I expected. I didn't even think that I would be able to fill in this much. Just from where we were at the story, I felt like it was going to be a long shot. But, pretty solid. Yeah, either way, I like the chapter, I like the story. I don't think it was the absolute best from this flashback or from Elbaf, but it did what it needed to do, I guess. I just wish it had done it better. I wish it had maybe been a little bit more emotional for me. I just didn't really get the connection that deeply with Loki and Harald. Even though I love both Loki and Harald individually, we just didn't really get enough of them together for me. But either way, I guess that's where I'll end. Thank you for watching. Like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this chapter, my thoughts and reactions. Subscribe for more One Piece, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. If you want if you want to help support the channel by sharing around or by dropping a super thanks, it's really appreciated. But if you want to help support the channel and actually get these videos a bit early, get your name at the end of videos and stuff, then you can hit join down below to become a member, or go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you so much to people who are already members and patrons. Thank you to chosen regulars Evan Hawley and Birdie Wooster, Magical Girls, The D-Ben and Maru, Cherryton Student, David Langstaff, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Elements, Pate Ariel, and Elsa the Storyteller. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.